This is a reading for Halloween. It's actually Passover, but there's so many animals slaughtered in this chapter. It's disturbing. I put it in Halloween, but it's 2 Chronicles 35. Hosea then celebrated a Passover in honor of the Lord in Jerusalem, and they slaughtered the Passover on the 14th day of the first month. He reestablished the priests in their functions and made it possible for them to discharge the duties of the temple of the Lord. Then he said to the Levites, whose understanding was at the disposal of all Israel, who were consecrated to the Lord, place the holy ark in the temple built by Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. It is no longer a burden for your shoulders. Now, serve the Lord your God and Israel, his people. Take your places by families, according to your orders, in compliance with the written decree of David, king of Israel, and his son Solomon. Stand in the sanctuary at the disposal of the family groupings, at the disposal of your brothers, the laity. The Levites are to have a portion in the family. Slaughter the Passover, sanctify yourselves, and be at the disposal of your brothers in acting in accordance with the word of the Lord which was spoken through Moses. Hosea then provided for the laity lambs and kids from the flocks to the number of 30,000. And all the Passover victims for all who were present, and 3,000 bulls as well. All these animals came from the king's possessions. His officials, for their part, made provision for the voluntary offerings on behalf of the people, the priests, and the Levites. The senior officials gave the priests of the temple of God, Hilkiah, Zechariah, and Jehiel, 2,600 lambs and kids and 300 bulls as Passover victims. The heads of Levites, Coniah, Shemaiah, and his brother Nathaniel, Hashabiah, Jael, and Jozabad, provided 5,000 lambs and kids and 500 bulls as Passover victims for the Levites. The order of the service was arranged, and the priests at their places, and the Levites in their orders. In compliance with the king's order, they slaughtered the Passover, and the priests sprinkled the blood as they received it from the Levites, and the Levites dismembered the victims. They put the holocaust on one side to give it to the family groupings among the laity, as each made its offering to the Lord, as it is written in the book of Moses. They did the same with the bulls. They roasted the Passover as ordained, and the sacred foods in pots, dishes, pans, carrying them speedily to the laity. Afterwards, they prepared the Passover for themselves and for the priests, the sons of Aaron, having been busy till nightfall, offering the holocaust and the fatty parts. That was why the Levites prepared the Passover for themselves and the priests, the son of Aaron. The cantors, the sons of Asaph, were at their places in accordance with the ordinance of David. Neither Asaph, Heman, Jeduthun, the king's seer, nor the keepers of the gate had to leave their duties, since their brothers, the Levites, made all the preparations for them. So, the whole liturgical service of the Lord was arranged that day to celebrate the Passover and to offer holocausts on the altar of the Lord in accordance with the ordinances of King Hosea. And so it was that the Israelites who were present celebrated the Passover for 7 days, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. No Passover like this one has ever been celebrated in Israel since the days of the prophet Samuel. No king of Israel has ever celebrated a Passover like the one celebrated by Hosea with the priests, the Levites, and all of Judah and of Israel who were present, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. We're on now still 2 Chronicles 35. We're on going to be line 19. It starts a new paragraph. It says, the tragic end of the reign. This Passover was celebrated in the 18th year of the reign of Hosea. After everything had been done by Hosea to set the temple in order, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight at Carchemish on the Euphrates when Hosea marched out to intercept him. Necho sent him messengers to say, "What quarrel is there between me and you, king of Judah? I have not come today to attack you. My quarrel is with another dynasty, and God has told me to hurry. Do not oppose the God who is with me any more, or else he may destroy you." But Hosea continued to challenge him, and he was in fact determined to fight him and would not listen to the words of Necho from God's own mouth. He gave battle in the plain of Megiddo. The bowmen fired on King Hosea. And the king said to his followers, "Take me away, I'm badly wounded." And his servants lifted him out of his own chariot and transferred him to another one and took him back to Jerusalem, where he died. He was buried in the tombs of his ancestors. All Judah and Jerusalem mourned for Hosea. Jeremiah composed a lament for Hosea, which all the singing men and singing women still recite today when they lament for Hosea. This has become a custom in Israel. The dirges are recorded in Lamentations. And the rest of the history of King Hosea and his deeds and piety, conforming to everything written in the law of the Lord, his history from first to last, are recorded in the books of the kings of Israel and Judah.